Conventional approaches to personal development all share one core assumption that in order to experience lasting peace, happiness, and fulfillment, there needs to be a change in ourselves, our circumstances, or both. The identification with this belief has so much cultural momentum that its presence can be found in every aspect of our personal and professional lives, influencing how we relate to everyone and everything, but most fundamentally, how we relate to ourselves. For most, our sense of self is so closely tied to what we think and feel that those experiences are taken to define who and what we are. And since the presence of all thoughts and feelings is temporary and limited, it follows quite naturally that our identity also seems to be just as restricted. This appearance of limitation often shows up as a subtle but persistent sense of lack. We feel incomplete. We assume something is missing. And so we search for relationships, peak states, possessions, success. We believe that if we can just get the right mix of circumstances, we'll finally be fulfilled and we'll finally be enough. What's really happening here is a cycle fueled by identification, because belief on its own is innocuous. It's only in the presence of identification that belief seems to literally define what we are. And for as long as that happens, our attention will stay focused on trying to fix our circumstances, trying to solve a problem that was created by the identification itself. Meanwhile, the deeper truth that we are not essentially limited goes unnoticed, and so the cycle repeats, often until circumstances become so intense that we feel forced to reevaluate the reality of that identification. But here's the good news. First, there is no distance between you and yourself, meaning you don't need to go anywhere to recognize this essential truth. Second, no situation can change the fact that you are you, meaning you don't need to fix any circumstance in order to recognize this essential truth. And third, you have never not been you, meaning there is total freedom right now to recognize this simple truth. You are not limited. You are not lacking. And that recognition alone, not effort, not struggle, not change, is what naturally shifts our entire life. Everything that once felt rooted in limitation begins to dissolve, and in its place, the peace and fulfillment we longed for is revealed, not as a completed goal, but as the presence of our very nature.